Respected Principal, Professor N. Abdurrahman Sir, Vice Principal, Professor Shamir Sir, resource person of this webinar, Dr. Fahim, members of the Management Committee, Baitul Izza, students, scholars from various parts of the country for attending this program. A warm welcome and good afternoon to all of you. Before I begin, first of all, I wish to thank Almighty God in getting a chance to present a grand webinar like this in the middle of the pandemic COVID. There are 7 UG and 2 PG courses in Baitul Izza Arts and Science College, Narikuli. So there are more than 800 students studying here from various parts of the country. The management offering Arabic course, Afzal Ulama, Darwa course, MA English, BA English, BBA, Tourism. So in this college, every year we are getting very good result in the Calicut University examinations. BA degree in English language and literature started here in 2015 and MA English started in the last academic year 2020. So this is the first occasion that we got a chance to arrange an international webinar like this. Our resource person, Dr. K.K. Fahim, is Assistant Professor of English, Shakra University, Saudi Arabia, Riyadh, nearly 200 kilometers away from Riyadh in the Makkah route. It is a well-known university in Saudi Arabia. Before joining in the university, Dr. Fahim was the Assistant Professor of English in Rawdatul Uloom Arabic College near Farooq College and WMO College, Wayanad Muttil College in Wayanad. Dr. Fahim is a graduate from EMA College, Kondoti, and he has completed his PhD and MA in English from Annamalai University, Tamil Nadu. He is native of Aikarapadi near Ramanatagara, Malappuram district. I welcome you, sir, to this webinar as a resource person. So he has an excellent academic record, and presented a number of papers in various seminars and webinars. The topic today he wishes to speak is techniques to improve communication skills in English. It is a very good topic that is helpful for the UG and PG students from various parts of the country. So I welcome you, sir, to this institution. Our principal, Professor N. Abdurrahman Sir, has more than 30 years service as the head of the Department of Mathematics and principal of PSMO College, Tirurangadi. He is a well-known Thank you, sir, and I welcome you, sir, to this program. And our principal will inaugurate this grand function. I welcome once again each and every one of you from various parts of the country who are attending this grand function.
Good evening to all. Respected Chief Guest of the Day, Dr. Fahim Sir, Assistant Professor of English, Shakra University, ASA. Dr. Ahmad Sir, HOD of English, Baitul Izza Arts and Science College, and other members of the staff and students. In this evening, the Postgraduate Department of English by Tulisa Arts and Science College, Marikini, is conducting an international webinar on the topic Techniques to Improve Communication Skills. First of all, I welcome Dr. Fahim Sir to Tulisa to participate in this seminar. The topic is Techniques to Improve Communication Skills. I think it's a very relevant one to our UG and PG students. I congratulate Dr. Ahmed Sir, HOD of English, and other members of the staff who have taken initiative to arrange this seminar. And this is the first seminar in this academic year, and I wish that this type of seminar will be conducted by other departments in this college also. I appeal the students to listen the talk and have maximum benefit out of this. With these words, I formally inaugurate this webinar. Thanking you all.
Good morning all. Before we jump into our topic, let me introduce myself. I'm Dr. Fahim, working as an assistant professor at Chakra University since 2019. Let me thank Dr. C.K. Ahmed sir for giving me an opportunity to deliver a lecture on topic ways to improve communication skills. Thank you, sir. As we all know that we are living in this sophisticated world, communication is an important tool that determines our position in the job domain or academic domain. If a person who have effective communication skills, he can exchange things easily. The importance of communication skills, you know that that goes without saying. So everybody knows that importance and relevance of immaculate communication skills. Immaculate, clear, clean communication skills are essential tools that allow others and yourself to understand information more accurately and quickly. In contrast, poor communication skills lead to frequent misunderstanding and frustration. Effective communication, we all know that today's topic is effective communication. It's a process of exchanging ideas, thoughts, knowledge, and information such that purpose and intention is fulfilled the best possible manner. In simple words, it is nothing but the presentation of views by sender in a way best understood by the receiver. And you know that goes without saying. Everybody knows that who is the sender and receiver. Sender, the person who initiates the process of communications by sending message. The receiver, the one to whom the message to be delivered. Everybody knows that. So the purpose and intention should be clear. When you communicate with others, it should be clear. And before you communicate, you should understand whom you are going to address. Suppose that if you are going to address the students who are studying in 10th standard, you should come down from your level. And if you are going to address the students who are studying in PG level, you should form the lecture, the topic according to that. I cannot use all these words, toughest words which is used by Shashi Tharoor, like floxinocine filifications, the students who are studying in the plus 2 standards. I cannot use all the theories and all the vocabulary in this among these students. So I have to understand the audience. And the same way, if I am teaching the students who are studying in the PG post-graduation level, I should plan accordingly. So the purpose and intention should be clear. So when the purpose and intention is met, then our communication is effective. So there are so many characteristics for effective communications, characteristics, skills, significance, barriers. So these are the things that you have to keep in mind, before you communicate. Characteristics are there, characteristics of effective communications. One should keep, the skills that an effective communication should keep himself. Significance. And there are so many barriers of effective communications. Let us discuss the characteristics of effective communications. Just delivering message is not enough. It must meet the purpose of sender. Just delivering message is not enough. It should meet the purpose of the sender. Here my purpose is to teach the students of PG or UG the ways to improve communication skills. That is my purpose. So that I should keep in mind on which are the ways that I can suggest for them to improve their language skills. That should be in my mind while I'm delivering messages. And delivering message is not enough. It must meet the purpose of the sender. My purpose is that to enable the students of this college to enable their communication skills. That should be my purpose. So that is one of the characteristics of effective communication skill. Let us discuss elements which make communications effective. Clear message. The message which sender wants to convey must be simple, easy to understand. I already told you that if I want to send a clear message, I want to convey my message should be simple, easy to understand. So here, when I explain, I can use the theories, I can use the language theory. There are so many things are there. So, but when I explain something to someone, I should keep in my mind who is my audience, and I have to plan accordingly to convey in a simple, a lucid way that helps them to understand easily. So clear message. And another thing is that we have to keep in mind, we are all living in this sophisticated world, in this contemporary world. Everything is available and we are surrounded by fake news. We are getting everyday fake news through the WhatsApp, Facebooks, and so such as social medias. And we should categorize which is correct and which is wrong. That's why when you do some research and all, because we are all working as scholars, research scholars, or studying in schools and colleges, tertiary level educations. So we must keep in mind that before we take into considerations all these documents, we should verify it. We cannot accept as it is received by the layman's or by other people, because we are academicians. We are doing our research, or we are studying in our college, some colleges. So we should keep in my mind that our message should be clear, and sender wants to convey must be simple, easy to understand. So message should be correct. The information communicated must not be vague, evasive, or false in any sense. As I told you that, every information is nowadays available, through the WhatsApps and such social medias. It must be free from errors and grammatical mistakes. That is another thing. When you talk about a particular things, we should clarify the fact that we are using to substantiate our point should be clear and error-free. So if you are circulating the false news, it causes, lose a trust in you. So better to evaluate, analyze, clarify the source you are getting. The information communicated must not be vague, evasive, or false in any sense. It must be free from errors and grammatical mistakes. So some people think that if I use, the words which was using by Shashi Tharoor, then only I can speak clear, then only I'll be accepted. It is nothing like that. It is nothing like that. If you are speaking with a lucid language, simple language, if you are communicating, with clear, clear things and clear, based on fact and free from errors and grammatical mistakes, you will be accepted. You will be acknowledged. That's what, the first thing you have to keep in mind. A complete message. Communication is the base for decision making. Another thing is that as we are all studying, UG or PG level, So it should be based on it is the base for decision making. So suppose that if you are if you are communicating, conveying information among your friends or among your teachers or among your whomever you connected, that you are all belong to educated society. So it should be in later some decision will make based on that communication. So it is the base for decision making. So if the information is incomplete, if the information is wrong, it may lead to wrong decisions. So some people make decision based on your communications. So when you communicate, when convey message, it should be clear, it should be crystal clear. If the information is incomplete, it may lead to wrong decision. So when you communicate, try to communicate based on true or fact. It should be fact oriented. Reliability. See, I'm a teacher and I'm teaching in university level. So if I am communicating my students with wrong information, they may lose reliability on me. So the reliability is another important factor. Suppose that you may have the habit of watching TV channel, and that's another type of communications. If a person is always talking, based on false information, you lose your reliability on him. The communication is like that only. So the reliability, the sender must be sure from his end that whatever he is conveying is right by his knowledge. So we have to go through the several times the fact checking that we are talking the true things or not, because we are living in this contemporary world. Everything is available in a click. In later times, the people used to rely on the books and materials based on they talk based on such kind of resources. But nowadays, the people are more interested to rely on WhatsApp and Google such type of messages, and because of that, we lose reliability on particular person. The sender must be sure from his end that whatever he is conveying is right by his knowledge. Even the receiver must have trust on the sender and can rely on the message sent. So then only we can create a mold, a reliability. The receiver will always keep a reliability on the sender. So the reliability is another factor we must keep on mind when we communicate with others. Consideration of the recipient. That is what I told you, that the medium of communication and other physical settings must be planned, keeping in mind the attitude, language, knowledge, education level, and position of the receiver. That's what I already substantiate. If you want to substantiate a point, you try to use lucid language. Suppose that if you are using the language of Sashi Tharoor, like floxinous nihilifilification, you cannot communicate with the students who are studying in lower level. You must come down from your level. So educational level and position of the receiver. Suppose if you think that degree students cannot bear or cannot understand the syllabus which is prescribed for the PG students, that is the difference. We can, through the evolution, through the step by step only, we can improve our communication skill also. So when we communicate with students who are studying in a UG level, we cannot communicate with him the same way that we are communicating with PG level. So we must come down from our level, and we have to plan things according to the student's level. So the medium of communication and other physical setting must be planned, keeping in mind the attitude, language, knowledge, education level, and position of the receiver. So if you want to communicate, suppose that if you are going in a bank, or if you are going for some other transaction, you should come down. You cannot use all the technical language which terms which you are using in your education domain. You cannot use such a technical terms in a market. You cannot use such a technical terms in supermarket. So for your buying for a things that is used for your, that you want to buy for your for your needs, you cannot use such type of technical language. So when you come into the that is why dictionary also classified it formal language and informal language. Formal languages are there, informal languages are there. So when you write a paper, when you do your research, you just try to stick on your formal languages. There you can use formal languages and techniques, and formal techniques and all you can use there. So consideration of the recipient. Your message should be correct, complete, should not be vague and evasive. Reliability. So you have to check, fact check several times whether you're sending your correct messages or not. And third one is that consideration of the recipient. That is another important fact. You have to come down. You have to adjust your level, according to the audience whom we are going to meet. You have to come down sometimes, and you have to use, come up sometimes. It depends upon your audience whom you are going to handle. Now let's see the ways. So these are the characteristics of effective communications. The message should be clear, and correctness should be there. Complete messages. This message should be complete. Reliability, consideration of the recipient. So these are the characteristics one must keep when you involve in effective communication skills. So now let us discuss ways to improve effective communication skills. There are so many ways to improve effective communication skills. Effective communication skills. Conveying message. I already told you, conveying message effectively is an art as well as a skill developed after continuous practice and experience. That you should keep in mind. I have seen so many senders in academics. They are advertising like that. Within couple of months you can learn English. Nobody can do it. No one can learn within a couple of months or couple of days. It takes years of hard work and practice. That makes a man perfect. Practice makes a man perfect. So another thing is that it is not a rocket science. It's not a brain surgery. Every Tom and Harry can speak English. If you say it in Malayalam, ella police are English. We can acquire the skill of effective communication skills. And the one thing that you have to keep in mind, if you want to become an effective communicator, you should practice and experience. If you want to become a good cricketer, you have to keep on practicing 24/7. Then only you can be a perfect cricketer. The same way, if you want to become an agile footballer, you have to keep on practicing. The same way, if you want to become an effective communicator, you have to keep on practicing effectively. A skill developed after continuous practice and experience. You cannot acquire the ways to improve, communication, effective communication within a couple of days. And it is not a brain surgery. It is not a rocket science. Every Tom and Harry can speak effectively. The predetermined set of skills required for an influential communication process are as follows. Effective communication skill. Conveying a message effectively is an art as well as skill developed after continuous practice and experience. This is what you have to keep in mind. If you want to become an effective communicator, if you want to improve your effective communication skills, that you have to keep in mind that continuous practice and experience. Continuous practice and experience. As you all are English literature students, it is must to have a good, immaculate, effective communication skills to interact with your students. After your PG course, you are going to become teachers. So, in fact, you may be good at in your reading, you may be good at in your academic, but if you want to improve your skills, speak to speaks. That's what we are imparting to the students, that you have to speak to speak. So, in my experience, since I joined at Chakra University, the benefit that I acquired from there is that I've been dealing classes in English only. Even here in WMO College, when I deliver lecture in English, and automatically I shifted to move to my mother tongue. That is the problem. Those who are teaching here, that is one of the barriers that barred us from improving our education. That improving our skills. So if you working outside, that is one of the advantages that you are going to get. You can deliver lecture 24/7. Always in English language. You can communicate. You have to communicate with your students in English language. So that is a continuous practice. So if you do not have such a platform to communicate with your students or communicate with your friends, create a platform and try to practice in English. The predetermined set of skills required for an influential communication process are as follows. Observance. It is one of the most important factors that one must keep. Observance. It is not only for your communications. It helps you entire your career. It helps you to become a good academician. It helps you to improve your research skills, observance. A person must possess a sharp observing skill to gain more and more knowledge and information. So the problem of our students is that once you finish or complete learning a particular paragraph or particular theory, you just close it and throw it to one of the corners of your room. Don't do it. Keep in your mind. Suppose that if you are studying a theory, keep in your mind and Google it instead of wasting your time for unnecessary messages. Just try to focus on the theory that you learned in the last class, and just try to practicalize it. It is in the case of the communications also. When I was studying in EMA college, I had a habit of that. Whenever I get a word, I just try to make it my, I just try to practice myself. Whenever I get a free time, I just try to Google it. Still I'm doing that, Google it and try to find out the meaning and try to connect that word with a particular context that happened in my life. So observe your vicinity. Observe your ambience, observe your teachers, observe your parents, observe your atmosphere. That helps you to improve your communication skills. That not only helps you to improve your communication skills, that helps to inculcate a habit of research. Observance is the factor that one must possess to do something career oriented. So keep in mind observance. For suppose that if you are getting a word from the last class lecture, but your teacher delivered that word while he was delivering lecture, just try to extract that word from him and try to keep in your mind and try to observe that word, find the meanings and find the whether it is noun or pronoun or adjective or adverb. Just try to keep that all this track in your mind. So observance is another fact, one of the ways to improve your communication skills. And another one is that listening and understanding. I used to ask my students that how you learned your mother tongue. My Saudi students, they used to reply that we learn mother tongue observing our parents. The same things you can apply here, that English is not our mother tongue, so the only one way to listen is that listen TED Talk, listen BBC News, listen there are so many lectures based related our subject is available there in the YouTube. You can always listen that and understand that. When you keep on listening the lectures, it will help you to enhance your communication skills. Definitely the most crucial skills in a person is he must be a good, alert and patient listener. A patient listener. For example, if a person who is living in Malappuram area, definitely have an accent that is related to Malappuram districts, because that he has been listening his parents, his forefathers, because he is trying to imitate. Imitation is that is implied in our character. So when you listen, just try to listen. British accents are there. There are talks like literary talks are there. Just try to listen. At least half an hour a day. Try to listen the English TED talks are there. You can listen it. So listening is the another crucial things in a person. Must be a good, alert and patient listener. He must be able to understand and interpret the message well. So if you are a patient and alert listener, you are able to interpret the messages well. So just try to listen at least one TikTok, half an hour TikTok or BBC or such type of news channels to improve your communication skills effectively. Self-efficacy. Another important thing that he must have faith in himself and his capability to achieve the objective of communications. See, we cannot, you may have a kind of diffidence, or you may not have the confidence of communication English as well. First, you have to keep in mind we are not native speakers. We are born in a nooked area of a village. So sometimes you may commit mistakes. It's quite natural. We have to rectify it with the help of our teachers. Rectify yourselves and keep going on. So I would like to share my experiences that while I was studying in EMA college, I was not a good at in English language. I was not a erudite or studious students while I was doing my degree. So, but I had a students who were from Afghanistan, Kenya, such type of in such countries they were studying based on the scholarships there. So I used to communicate with them. During that time, whatever I communicated with them, I know that that is not the exact or correct English. But I did what I was doing. But the students tried to, deteriorate me, tried to make me down. But I kept a positive, attitude towards that. Even I committed mistakes. I kept in my mind that I'm not a native speaker, and that time, that we did not have much opportunity, because we are living in a nuked area of our village. So keep in mind that even if you commit mistakes, failure is the stepping stone to success. You have to rectify your mistakes and keep the ball rolling. Do what you're doing. Continuous practice that helps you. So keep an optimism in your mind that even if you commit mistakes, you will rectify it and communicate. That's all. And self-confidence. Being one of the essential communication skills, confidence enhances the worthiness of the message being delivered. That's what I told you, that even you might have, suppose you might have read all the books which was written by all the great literary writers, but when you come to the practical side, you may not have the confidence to communicate. You may have more knowledge, you may have more knowledge on academy and the subject which you're talking, but the self-confidence, one of the important factors that helps us to exhibit our knowledge. So this is a world of exhibit. So just try to exhibit. Some things draw you back, but the confidence only pull you up. So being one of the essential communication skills, confidence enhance the worthiness of the message being delivered. If you are diffident, if you are not confident enough, even if you are practiced, even if you have good knowledge about the subject which you are talking, the confidence only helps you to deliver that message with full gusto, energy or enthusiasm. So keep in mind that self-confidence is another important thing to deliver the messages, to convey the messages. So these are the ways you can improve effective communication skills. We already discussed the characteristics of communication skills: correctness, clear correctness, complete messages, reliability, consideration of the recipient. And after that, we discussed the ways to improve communication skills. There are so many ways. As time not permit me, I'm discussing only few ways to improve communication skills. The first way is that observance, listening and understanding, self-efficiency, self-confidence. These are the few ways you can improve your communication skills. The another thing is that building vocabulary, an ample vocabulary that helps you to communicate proficiently, efficiently. Without grammar, very little can be conveyed. Without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. You have to keep in mind, without grammar, very little can be conveyed. Without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. So vocabulary is the core of the language. We may often feel that English words are difficult to learn and easy to forget. So words are difficult to learn and easy to forget. So you have to find out your own ways to keep in memory, to keep in mind that to remember these words easily. So the complaint which is already telling by the students is that it is difficult to learn and easy to forget. So how to build up students' mental lexicon is the question. So another important thing is that this is one other important code you have to keep in mind, that without grammar, very little can be conveyed. To substantiate this point, that if you go the places like Kovalam and beaches, you can see that the street vendors, they are selling their items without they have not seen any schools and colleges, but they are communicating and selling their goods very easily. How? Because they learn from their practice. Because they have the vocabulary, they do not know the basic structure, the basic grammar, what is subject and what is verbs and what is object. That is what I am saying, that it's about the communications. If you do not have, without grammar, very little can be conveyed. If you are not mature about the structure of the grammar, you can convey a little. If Without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. Without vocabulary, nothing can be conveyed. So vocabulary is the core of the language. We may often feel that English words are difficult to learn and easy to forget. That's a fact. You know that, but our system is wrong, because if you want to score the marks, if you lock the room and mug up something, every Tom and Harry can pass the exams with a colorful result. But when you come to the practical communications, it is not enough, because the vocabulary in English, the main complaint is that it is difficult to learn and easy to forget. So you have to find out the way to keep in mind the word which you are learning. I don't want to teach you any technical terms like establish semantic relations between words and understand morphological knowledge. I would like to tell you steps that I am following, as we all are living in this sophisticated world. Everything available in a click. I don't entertain any of my students who are finding meaning through the Google. So don't entertain yourself that to finding words in a Google. If you click the words meaning, in the moment you will get the meaning. So don't stick on that. Try to keep a dictionary, paperback dictionary, Longman, Oxford, or Webster, whatever it is, maybe, and flip the pages of the books and find out the meaning. Don't go for any easy way. Try to find and try to focus on that word and find the meaning. So I don't entertain any of my students who are finding meaning through the Google. I never want to entertain that. My simple advice, I urge you also to keep a paperback dictionary and find the meaning from the dictionary with you, and flip the pages of dictionary and find the meaning. So once you find out the meaning, you can screenshot it, you can make it as a sentence, connect with the important incidents in your life. Once you find the word meaning, just screenshot it, and whenever you get the free time, go through that screenshot. Another thing, that when you acquire a vocabulary, try to acquire with that a sentence. Make it a sentence, and connect that with important incidents in your life. I don't know what is an important incidents in your life, and whatever the vocabulary which you are extracting from your reading, which you are extracting from your lecture, which you are extracting from your newspaper reading, which you are extracting from your listening, observance, try to connect that with a sentence, and connect that sentence with your day-to-day life. Then you will not forget the sentence which you are learning through these ways. So these are the few steps that I can advise you to improve your English, to ways to improve effective communication skills. Keep in mind that observance, and you cannot be fulfill this dream of becoming an effective communicator within a couple of days or months. It takes time, it takes years. Make it as a habit. Try to learn every day a single word, twice or four words, and try to connect that words with your life. So this is my few advice to improve your communication skill. And another thing is that once you make a vocabulary, communicate with yourself. I know that because I have experience when we study the college, like in India or in Kerala, we don't have much friends who are interested or inclined with the communication skills. Ignore them. Focus on yourself. Communicate to yourself. That's what I've done when I was studying in my UG. And my PG, I used to communicate with myself. So that's what we call mono communications. The word which you learning, which you are acquiring through your reading, which you are extracting from your listening. Just try to apply that word through the mono communications. You stand in front of the mirror and imagine that you are standing in front of a person and communicate to yourself. Definitely it endues your confidence when you jump into the real communications. Thank you for providing me an opportunity. If God bless, we can see again. Thank you very much.